All right, Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for being here. Monday, August 11th. We've got our Jaguars rookie report from preseason week 1. Jaguars falling to the Steelers by a final score of 31-25. This show is specifically dedicated to the rookies. Preseason is a big time for rookies, both drafted and undrafted, to make an impact, to show the coaching staff what they can do when the lights actually turn on against different opponents than their own teammates. So we're going to dive into it. Really appreciate y'all being here. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear, help support the channel further. Look very good while doing it. So, no Caleb Ransaw, who was the Jaguars' second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft at 88 overall, and no Jalen McLeod, who was a 6th-round pick for the Jaguars. Both of those guys dealing with injuries right now. We've talked about Travis Hunter's performance a lot already. Yes, he did have one missed tackle. Outside of that, thought he looked really good. Couple plays where the wet field definitely impacted him. Made a catch on 3rd down where he, released inside, got the pass from Lawrence, tried to kind of flip his hips and turn outside and beat the defender to the corner. He slipped a little bit. Had he not slipped, I think he probably picks up a first down there, or at the very least gets more yardage to put them in a position where I think Liam Cohen said they were trying to at least get to 4th and 4, and then they would have potentially gone for it. But he did slip on that, and then he also slipped on the wet grass a little bit on his final defensive play. Didn't end up impacting the play. But multiple coverage snaps where he just looked incredible. The one where Roman Wilson's running like a deep out, running the route for him. We've seen that quite a bit, that clip around the internet, and then also doing a great job on the play where DeJuan Smoot got a sack. So that was great. Looked really good as a receiver. He's, again, only in there right now in 11 personnel, 3 wide receiver sets, but they're going to continue to try to expand his his usage and utilization. But right now he's in there on 11 personnel offensively. Defensively, he was with the second team defense, and he was playing outside corner. So that's where you're at with Travis Hunter. Encouraging start. Nothing like magnificent, spectacular, but it was a very good start. Obviously, you want to clean up the missed tackle a little bit, but one missed tackle is not going to define your career. One missed tackle in preseason, certainly. So he's going to continue to move forward. Had a good practice today, so good stuff from Travis Hunter overall. Watching Wyatt Milm got me really excited because this is a guy who played left tackle in college, did it at an extremely high level. We know that in terms of just the efficiency, the pass blocking efficiency. Didn't give up a sack for 3 straight years at West Virginia, which is still just a mind-blowing stat. Jaguars have come in and asked him to play more guard during training camp, during practice, but lo and behold, you get to game time and mostly playing tackle for the Jags here. Playing right tackle, then playing left tackle. Played 30 snaps at right tackle, 7 snaps at left tackle. Most of the game he was out there at right tackle, switched later in the game to left tackle, and he's a finisher. He finishes through the whistle, whether it's run blocking a guy into the ground, whether it's on the screen game. I mean, he had that poor defensive back on skates just pile driving him out to the sideline on a screenplay, I believe it was, where he was just up out in front. So I thought Wyatt Milm looked really good in that regard. Straining finishing. I thought overall he was fairly clean in pass protection as well, at right tackle, at left tackle. Didn't get to see him at guard, which would have been nice because it looks like, based on what we've seen, at least before this game, that he was probably going to be more of a guard than a tackle. But the versatility is great to see, and I'm sure we'll see more of him in the future, probably at at guard. So Wyatt Milm, very good first performance overall. I thought Bashal Tutin did a good job. Didn't get like a ton of run, but had a few carries for the Jaguars, and that rushing touchdown was just one of those really cool plays that you see throughout a game where the runner gets, kind of stood up, and he keeps chugging those legs, turning those legs, and then the rest of the offensive line, the rest of the Jaguars come and help him get him into the end zone. And so that was a very cool play, a high effort play from the entire group involved there. But he had 6 carries for 24 yards. I thought he made some guys miss in space, which was encouraging, and in tight spaces as well. I think overall it was a very strong start for Bashal Tutin, who you don't know how much of an opportunity he'll have really to get in there and potentially be like the Jaguars RB2 in certain situations. You ride the hot hand. I don't know. Right now he looks like the RB3, but Bashal Tutin had a good game. I thought Jack Kaiser had a really good game. The Jaguars' 2 fourth-round picks, top of day 3 guys, were really good. Jack Kaiser, he's never going to be the biggest or the strongest. He's never going to be like the best at taking on guards. They're just a lot bigger, stronger dudes than him. But he was consistently reading things out correctly. He was getting to the right place at the right time. He was playing instinctively. He was very consistently around the football, didn't have any blown assignments or mistakes that I was able to see. So I thought Jack Kaiser did a good job both on defense and on special teams. Encouraging start for Kaiser, who, I talk about Tutin. Could Tutin be a Jaguar starting running back next year? Potentially. Could Jack Kaiser potentially be a Jaguar starting linebacker next year? Yeah, I think that's on the table. So these guys could be very important for the Jaguars' long-term future. Wyatt Milm as well. And I think they all had encouraging starts to their career in preseason. Rayon Lane, I thought, had a very good game overall, especially on special teams, where that's kind of his calling card. Was one of the best special teams players in the country last year at Navy. He did some decent things on defense as well, was able to get a tackle for loss on a quarterback. So Rayon Lane did a good job. And I think you continue to see him get more and more reps defensively as you move forward throughout the preseason. LeQuint Allen didn't get a ton of run, had several catches late in the game for the Jaguars. Didn't even get a carry, but he did get those, 3 catches. Was able to turn 4 catches, 4 targets, 4 catches, did a good job there. Did give up 1 pass pro pressure, so that's kind of what part of his strength was coming out of college, was pass pro. So you want to see him continue to try to improve on that as the preseason goes along. But he did not have a ton of snaps in this one. And then you look at Jonah Manheim. They had him playing guard for most of the game. I thought he really, really struggled at guard. And he played tackle most of his career at USC. He played center during his final year at USC. And I think center is going to be his more natural position in the NFL. I don't know that you're going to have the versatility, at least not right now, to play guard, because I think he got overpowered a lot at guard. I think he didn't look nearly as natural. You get him in there at center and it looks like his hand striking is better. He's just more comfortable. He knows what he's doing. And so I thought that most of the game I was hitting the panic button a little bit with Jonah Manheim. I was like, this is not going well. But then put him at the position he played last year at USC, put him at center. He looked a lot better, looked a lot more comfortable. He is a really good athlete who is undersized. And so strength is an issue for him at guard. I think you don't have to be as strong at center as you are at guard in most situations. He looked better at center than he did at guard. He'll want to continue to try to improve. That's it for the Jaguars draft picks in this game. A couple guys I wanted to highlight that stood out. Danny Strigow got a sack fumble, was making plays consistently. He's a high effort, high motor player at defensive end. Not going to be your your fastest, most explosive guy. He does play with strength. He does play with power and great effort. And so he's competing to try to make the back end of the roster, and he's making a case for himself. Dorian Singer, the receiver, I thought made a case for himself as well, with several catch and run opportunities, doing a good job. He's somebody who I think can run routes like a pro already. He's just undersized. And speaking of undersized, Jabbar Muhammad is a very undersized rookie corner out of Oregon. I think that if he was bigger and stronger, he would have easily been drafted probably early day 3, maybe even earlier, but he's undersized, short, not the strongest guy. Sticky in coverage, though, was feisty, was making plays both on special teams and On defense, had a good day overall. Those are some guys that stood out for me that were undrafted free agents. Let me know who stood out to y'all in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content here, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.